right, Mob, welcome back to another exciting edition of the 4th and 31 podcast. I'm your host, the Chad Bullock, along with the man who would pull for the St. Paul Saints over the Ohio State, Brant Finebaum. And tonight, you guessed it, it's another edition of Brant's Breaking Point. How many breaking points can one man have? I don't know. He just keeps having them, guys. We'll have to do a Q&A on this. This is getting serious. All right. Before we get started, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's followed along with us. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies about our podcast, and join us on this crazy ride we've had. Had a lot of fun with it. And also, one more time, we want to thank everybody who's in on the May Madness with us. We appreciate everybody. Got 16 players ready to go next month. Schedule should be out shortly, so we'll let you guys in on it and let you know when you go. Well, let's go ahead and get started tonight. We got 3 topics for Brant. Maybe a little bit of an abbreviated edition of Brant's Breaking Point. He can only take this so much before he really breaks. Do you have your Mike and Ike's, Brant?
I do not.
Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be very bad. All right, well, let's get started. All right. Alabama quarterback Keelan Russell reportedly stole the show at the A-Day scrimmage, complicating the Tide's quarterback battle. I don't know that it's all that complicated if we're just going to go from this. I know we talked about it on Rivals the other night. Brant, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I know I get Kalen DeBoer one to save face, and say it's still very close. Austin Mack was dinged up, and as much as, you want to believe that's true, I completely agree with, I think it's pretty much decided, at this point. I think you run into a wall. I think if you start Austin Mack, you have the highest rated recruit ever in Alabama history sitting on the bench, and he's probably going to be gone the next year. Or you can start Keelan Russell, who probably has some of the most talent on the whole team. But then you sit a senior who's been with Kalen DeBoer his whole career and has only ever wanted to start for Kalen DeBoer. So, I mean, you kind of run into a roadblock either way. I think both options are great. Let me lay that on the line right now. I wouldn't care who they put out there. I would trust Kalen DeBoer, whoever he trusted. Okay. So I want to put that out there. But I completely agree. I think the race is kind of done. I think you saw it. One throws for 200 yards and what was it, 4 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns and no picks, and the other one throws for 100 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 pick, and says he's a little dinged up. But as much as a coach wants to save face with the whole dinged up thing and that there's a bunch of factors that play into it, Austin Mack's got to be feeling it too. I mean, in his head, he's got to know that if you don't play as much and, when you do play as much, or you still only throw for 100 yards, it's got to be entering his mind as well that he's probably going to be a backup. But I will say, I mean, if Austin Mack sits on the bench and Keelan Russell takes over the offense, we will probably have one of the best quarterback rooms in the country. For future references, our freshman coming in is a freak too. I think we're doing well quarterback wise. I don't think we have anything to worry about. I think Keelan's the guy. I just think he's too good to keep off the field. A good thing is if he doesn't play well. Let's just say we throw Keelan out there first game of the season. Well, I think first game of the season we're not playing somebody very good. But let's say you get the Florida State game and Keelan does not play well. I think that Alabama fans should be comfortable knowing that they have a great option on the bench. It's not somebody that has never played. It's not somebody that you've never seen. It's somebody that's very comfortable in the offense and knows how to distribute the football. So I can say that for Alabama fans. But I agree with you and Bo completely. I think Keelan's the guy. I think it's solidified now. I don't think there's unless he goes out and gets hurt or fall camp, he just falls off a shelf. I don't really know. I don't know how Austin Mack can kind of come back. I think it's pretty much done. As we hadn't even talked about the conformality like he had in the offense. I mean, it looked like he had been playing in that offense his whole life. He had 0 complications. And I think that's huge. I do hate the fact that I feel like Ryan Grubb is really, really trying to force that pistol formation. Look, man, if he's not comfortable in it, it looked like that was the only time he was uncomfortable was in that formation and on some of his little bootleg passes too. But I think if that's all he's uncomfortable with, I think we should be very happy with where we stand as Alabama fans in the future of our quarterback.
Yeah. You kind of talked about coach kind of saving face with saying, well, it's still open. Do you think they were maybe saving face with Austin Mack saying he was dinged up? I mean, dinged up doesn't necessarily, show up on a injury report most of the time. Do you think he was just saying that just to, save face with Austin Mack.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think there's probably actually something wrong with him. I don't see Kalen as the guy to kind of walk out there and make an excuse for a quarterback. I mean, hell, he didn't do that with Ty Simpson and Austin Mack. I mean, he straight up, he walked out of the spring scrimmage and he said, Ty Simpson's my guy. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is going to save face for a player. I think if there's something actually wrong with Austin Mack, he'll tell you. And I think if there wasn't, he would tell you, no, that he played like shit. And there's nothing we can't fix. As coach, when it comes to player guys as well, somebody that's been with you that long, you kind of have the utmost respect, but not only that, you kind of have the idea of what you can and can't say around them. And I think that after 5 years with Kalen DeBoer, or however long he's been with Kalen DeBoer, I think that I think they're pretty much as close as they can get. So no, I completely believe him when he says he's dinged up. He probably is. He probably has some injury that we don't know about, probably an ankle injury, something that kind of just helps or hurts him distributing the football. But no, I do. I trust Kalen DeBoer.
Okay. I'm going to kind of go on the fly here. Do you see maybe a package situation as far as, Keelan gets this, Austin Mack gets some packages in there, or would you think it would probably be the other way around if Keelan starts with, or if Mack starts with Keelan get, a couple of quarterback packages?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I would really think the only advantage you even have of doing that is mainly probably your goal line sets. Because Austin Mack is 6'7". I mean, he can see over the whole line. Maybe you have an advantage on the goal line with Austin Mack rather than you do Keelan, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be set and solidified. And plus, I wouldn't want to have formations where we have another quarterback in, because then you start to sprinkle in that little feeling of doubt in your starting quarterback's mind that maybe you're not good enough to do this, or maybe you can't do that, and that'll only hurt your quarterback and hurt your team. So I don't think so.
Is the old saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go on to the second. This one we probably should have saved for last, but I can't, because this is probably one of the weirdest stories in college football. Ole Miss with the Rebels won a significant legal battle to grant quarterback Trinidad Chambliss an extra year of eligibility. He's expected to start over high-profile transfer Deuce Knight. This could be the story of the year if this happens, because Deuce Knight came over there to play and he didn't come there to back up nobody. He
Mm-hmm.
came there to start. What's your thoughts on this one?
Man, if the NCAA could figure it out, we would know. We would. I mean, this wouldn't be so weird if they did their jobs. But y'all know about my beef with NCAA. But it's huge for Trinidad. I mean, he gets another year to. I mean, he was at the end of the year, he was probably the best quarterback in the nation. I mean, I know about Fernando Mendoza. I know about Ty Simpson. I don't think a lot of people are playing much better than Trinidad Chambliss. I mean, hell, a lot of people think he should have been up in New York for the Heisman. I'll say it's a big time. It's big time for him. He gets another year to really show what he's got. But you also have to worry. This is Pete Golding's year, his first full year. It'll be his first full year as a head coach. Does he tank Trinidad? And I think that's what I don't know if people think. I don't know if people think that he's just going to come out there and be lights out, and they're going to let him put the ball through the air, because we never seen Pete Golding as a head coach. We have no clue what he's like. Calling an offense, or to telling the offense coordinator what to do about this formation and this formation. I think there's a lot of question marks on the Ole Miss program, and I mean, I think a lot of them be answered in their first 5 weeks of the season. They have a gauntlet, I think, don't they, in their first 5 weeks? It's not going to be an easy schedule for them, and Pete Golding's going to get a taste of an SEC head coach. I know he's been an SEC coordinator. Trust me, Alabama fans know he's been an SEC coordinator. Um, he goes over to Ole Miss with Lane and ends up not doing too bad, I guess. I mean, they've been pretty consistent the last couple of years. But you're going to reap the I don't want to say the benefits. You're going to reap the problems. What happens when Lane Kiffin leaves the program, because it feels like they always get worse when he leaves. As much as I know that people want to say he's never really won anything, Lane Kiffin is still a damn good coach. I mean, I get he's never won a national championship, but Lane Kiffin knows the game of football, and he's adapted so well to this new age. And I think it really shows. But nonetheless, huge for Trinidad. Sucks for Deuce. I mean, Deuce really, really expected to take over a program, and probably felt like he was the one that could kind of keep Ole Miss and keep carrying Ole Miss. And now it seems like he's like, damn, I got to sit another year. So it's because spring portals doesn't exist anymore, does it? I mean, he's got to wait now. So it sucks, and I'm sure he was at bed at night praying. He's probably like, God, I love Trinidad, but please, God, don't come back. And
Probably trying to see if he had any contacts on that NCAA board.
yeah, exactly. And obviously it didn't work out for him, which sucks. But I mean, everything happens for a reason, man. If you're meant to sit another year, you're meant to sit another year. And I take it as a learning opportunity. Do everything you can to learn from Trinidad, because that is not too shabby of a guy to sit behind. So, he's been through the ringer. He's been through D3. He's been to a playoff in D1. He's done everything he can to prove that he deserves to be the guy. So I'd take whatever you can from him while you can and learn.
And, if there was, I guess if there ever is another window for transfers, I mean, what are the chances of this guy, maybe even in the fall, just saying, you know what, I'll go sit somewhere for the year, screw this. I'm not waiting. I mean, that would be, I mean, I don't really see it happening, but I mean, I could see where, you know, I guess it possibly could. And then Ole Miss kind of screwed for the future. So, I mean, that would be, I mean, that would be like worst case scenario. And I think, and I still think this is probably worst case scenario for Ole Miss. I mean, dang near not going to give a guy, maybe not give it to him, but I mean, you brought him over there for a reason without knowing that all this was going to happen with Trinidad. You want to have him starting for couple years maybe, and then all of a sudden the NCAA just, you get an extra year of eligibility, you get an extra year. It's like they're the Oprah Winfrey of just giving out eligibility here.
Yeah.
So I mean, you do feel bad for him, Deuce, because I mean, he had the one game at Auburn late in the year where they played, and I don't know who they played, but I mean, damn, he played well.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a hell of a game, something to look forward to next year for whatever team had him. So I mean, that's just tough for him, man. It's like maybe I'm just not supposed to start anywhere.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to be, thinking about, maybe you're just not meant to start nowhere. That's just to me, that's just crazy. And
Yeah.
NCAA, something's got to give with this. I know we've talked about it. We've all ran it against the NCAA and how they're pretty much powerless. I
Yeah.
mean, they have no authority. And anytime you got to get the government and Congress to come in here and fix stuff for you, your institution's screwed up beyond fixing most of the time anyway.
Yeah. I'm more so curious on, like, if you're a backup, obviously he was a backup for Auburn. If you're a backup in the SEC and you truly feel like, you're a starting guy, you're ready to go. I mean, why would you not go somewhere else, like out of the SEC? Like, why would you not go to a Big 12 school, and not only try to make them better in the process, but make yourself better? Because I mean, most likely Deuce Knight would have played anywhere else, but he chose to go to the really probably one of the only three schools that if something happened like that, he wouldn't be able to play at. So, you would think he would because he probably flourish in a system where they throw the ball a lot, like an Arizona State, because they just lost Sam Levitt. Or in Arizona behind no. If you're going to sit, you might as well sit behind by that's got your son. Similar play style, like Noah Fafita. At least you're really learning from somebody that plays the football, for the game of football like you. So I'm really curious on why he chose to stay in the SEC. Especially to go to a new coach. I mean, it's I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense. They either threw the bag at him or they really, he trusted the program really trusted him, and they kind of made a mutual connection. I don't know, because that's one of those where you look at it, from the outside looking in, and you're like, man, he could have gone anywhere and probably played. And I feel like he chose a school where I get it, a freak accident happened, dude comes back, obviously. But I'm saying, like, hell, I mean, if Trinidad doesn't come back, I mean, does Austin Simmons ever leave? And does Deuce start over Austin Simmons? Like, I feel like it was a lose-lose. Like, I mean, if that happened, I mean, obviously, if he thought he was good enough to go ahead and beat out Austin Simmons or beat out whoever was going to be there, good for him. But I'm just saying, I feel like you always got to have a backup plan in mind. And that wouldn't have been my plan. I definitely would have found somewhere that truly needed a quarterback that already had a decent amount of talent around him. Because no matter what anybody says, man, Ole Miss is in a rebuilding season right now. I mean, they don't know what they got. I mean, obviously they can come out and win 10 games. Sure. I mean, they play the game of football, right? Anybody can win 10 games. It's figuring out what you got around you and figuring out how if Pete Golding knows what he's doing as a head coach. So, I mean, there's a lot of processes to go through. I mean, good on him. I hope he gets to play some and I hope he gets to shine. It's just, I don't know. I mean, with Trinidad playing, man, I don't know if you'll ever see the field.
Yeah, that's to me, that's just that whole situation is just crazy. Just eligibility, as far as the eye can see. If you want to play 10 years in college, hey, who cares?
Yeah.
Just keep playing. And then another thing is Deuce Knight may be the highest paid backup in the history of college football. I mean,
Probably.
my God, that's crazy. All right, let's move on to our third and final topic here. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza is currently projected by some analysts as the number one overall prospect for the 26 NFL draft. Other top tier prospects include Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, Ohio State's Sonny Styles, linebacker. Your thoughts on the upcoming draft?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of people say this is a down year for the draft. I think there's a hell of a lot of talent come out of college, the NFL. It's the beautiful thing about the draft is the guys that get picked first round and then early second round. Then you're like, God, who the hell is that? No, those are the best because those are the guys that the organization's done the most research on. They figured out they watched him at the combine. They said, man, this guy can is as minuscule as this sounds. This guy's got more hip flexibility than this guy. That probably means that he's going to be able to get out wide faster. You find little things like that. I doubt anybody expected. He was Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, to be as good as he is. The San Francisco 49ers might have just said, it's our last pick. We're the Mr. Relevant in the draft. Screw it. Let's just go get a quarterback. And then, it ends up working in their favor. And obviously he's the guy for them now. But for Fernando Mendoza's number one pick, he's got the accolades to prove that he deserves to be the number one pick. He's done enough to be the number one pick. I don't care about his RPOs and his fades. Then guess what? The Raiders are going to run RPOs and fades. If that's what it takes to win the football game, they're going to run it. If he's the best at throwing if he's the best at throwing RPOs and throwing fades, might as well throw it in the system. There's still tools, man, you got to be able to work with. I remember when my dad's biggest thing when Drew Brees got drafted, he was like, man, everybody was like, oh, he's too short. He can't see over the line. His arm is, very inaccurate at some points. And then now, damn, Drew Brees, ended up being probably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. It's just all about how you find them, but it's all about how you bring them up too. If Fernando Mendoza comes in and has a bad season and all of Raider Nation, turns their backs to Fernando Mendoza, yeah, he's probably not going to get much better. It's just one of those guys that you got to pick up. Because dude, look, Fernando Mendoza is the number one pick. He might be really good, but the Raiders aren't winning 13, 14 games. It's just not happening. You're going to have trouble figuring out what you need to do to win. And we don't even know if they have the best wide receiver talent. Nobody who's even watched the Raiders in 2 years, they've been so irrelevant. So, I think figuring it all out is a huge process. Jeremiah Love, obviously, whoever gets him is going to be fine. This dude's a freak. It's just not. It's hard to find somebody you don't really know about when it comes to big names like that. Sonny Styles. His ability to be able to move from outside linebacker to inside linebacker to chase down to pass rush, but chase down the ball. Beautiful guy for fucking Ohio State. He's done everything he's supposed to do. Got to the level he wants to be at. He'll be a great pickup. I'd still say this, man, and I said this. I don't know. It might have been a few months ago now. If you're still sleeping on somebody like Ty Simpson because you think he kind of digressed at the end of the year, stop. Don't do it. If you're sleeping on Casey Conception, don't do it. Those are the kind of guys that obviously didn't get the most eyes watched on them because they might have been injured or they might have been in a circumstance where Texas A&M loses first round, Alabama loses second round. You don't get to watch them that much. Those guys are great football players. If you can put any stock on anybody, man, I'd put your stock on Ty Simpson. I don't care where he goes, unless it's the Jets. If he goes to the Jets, he might be cooked. But if he doesn't go to the Jets,
that ain't the only team that's falling flat on their face.
I would put my money on Ty Simpson. If I was gambling in Vegas, I'm putting my money on Ty Simpson to really, really, progress as not only as a ball thrower and a ball knower, but just as somebody who can realize that they can read the game, they can watch film, they know how to handle an offense and a defense. I think he is very well suited for the NFL.
So think about this. Ty Simpson goes to the Jets and they win. Who was the last quarterback for the Jets to win them a Super Bowl?
Guys, Joe Namath?
Yeah. Where did he play?
Alabama.
There you go. It's the ghost of Joe Namath taking over Ty Simpson.
What number did he? Was he 12?
Yeah, he was 12.
Dang, I was hoping he'd be 15. That'd be sick.
I'm sure his number's retired. His number has to be retired with the Jets. Probably the only number they got retired. I don't know. I don't know enough of Jets football. But, back to Mendoza. If you go to someplace like there's a reason, and I've said this before, there's a reason the Raiders, the Jets, and the Browns are picking, top 3, top 5 every year. They're not well-run organizations. So when you go to a team like that and you have nothing around you to help you in 3 years, and Mendoza, statistically just sucks, that's not going to be his fault, though.
Yeah.
So I would hope, you know, at that point, you can go to somewhere better. And that goes for Ty Simpson, whoever drafts, if the Jets or the Browns or whoever draft them, those quarterbacks are going into kind of football purgatory. I mean, they have no chance to. I mean, tell me the last time the Jets, the Browns, or the Raiders were relevant in football.
I mean, the Browns when Baker was there, and then they gave him away for a guy who likes to get massages, and I think he played 6 total downs and then never played again. And I mean, the Baker goes down to Tampa Bay and tears it up. Hell, look at
Yeah.
Sam Darnold. The Jets, he went to the Jets and obviously was not that good, but the Jets did exactly what I don't want the Raiders to do to Mendoza. They turn their backs on him. They don't want him. He gets thrown through the NFL, backup quarterback ringer, goes to the Vikings, wins, I think, 14 games. The Vikings are like, nah, we don't want you anymore. We got J.J. McCarthy. He goes to Seattle, tears it up. I mean, wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about how you progress these guys, man. If you get behind them and trust them, look at this one hits home. What about Bryce Young? Bryce Young was the number 1 pick in the draft. Everybody said, "Oh, you got to take C.J. Stroud over that guy." How do you take Bryce over C.J.? C.J. has a good year at Houston his first year. Bryce has a bad year his first year in Carolina. And then now look at Bryce and now look at C.J. Stroud. A city got behind Bryce Young. They said, we trust you. Do what you got to do. We believe in Bryce Young. And now look how much better. The Panthers went to the playoffs, didn't they? I mean, they ended up
They
losing, I think,
were,
first round or wild card. But
yeah.
they were
Well, they
there.
were,
I mean, they
they
were
were
there.
close. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
like,
look, let's be honest. They were, if they, I think didn't Tampa win that? I think Tampa won the division.
mm-hmm.
And I think Tampa might have been the only one that was above 500. But I mean, the NFC South is so garbage. All you got to do is be 8-8 or 8-9, I guess, or 9-8. I mean, that division, that's a horrible I guess I don't want to say litmus test. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I mean, one team's got to go, no
Mm-hmm.
matter how bad you are. He's just lucky he's in a crap division, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, one team from each division has got to go, and that just, I mean, yeah, there's just teams that just, I don't know. It's like they don't want to win, or don't have the money, or don't know how, or they've been bad so long. It's like they just don't know what to do anymore.
Compare
And
the
there's
Jets to a baseball team, MLB baseball team. Go ahead.
probably the Pirates right now.
Really?
Yeah.
My bad, Pirates fans. I love PNC
No, I
Park.
mean, look, I don't have nothing against the Pirates, but the Pirates. How long do you think Skeens is going to be in Pittsburgh?
Not too much long. Probably 2 or
Probably
3
not.
years.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason for it. And I hate that, because when I was a kid in the early 90s, those two, 91 and 92, those NLCSs, Braves and Pirates, probably the two best NLCSs, that I can remember. Of course, the Braves won both of them. That's what made them good. But I mean, it's not just football, it's other sports too. I mean, you got teams in baseball, they'll draft a guy. I mean, I wonder how long, like, the Nationals will keep Dylan Cruz. At some point, he's going to break out.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Mackenzie Gore. I mean, they're not going to be able to keep him. They'll have a good year. He'll have like a sub 4 ERA, and he'll be like 3-14. And then well, that's how it's going to go. Then the good team will come get him, and then he'll be better. I mean, that's just how it is.
Probably the Dodgers.
Don't get me started on the Dodgers. That could be Chad's breaking point. I'll look next week. You can host, and I'll go off on my MLB rant with how the heck can you let the Dodgers sign Ohtani for 20 years when it's a 10-year contract, but defer 80% of his contract. Don't get me started on that.
They'll be broke in 8 years. Don't worry.
I wish. There's just too much money out in LA. But well, that's all we got. Any last words? Stay hydrated. Did I steal your thunder?
No, nonsense. I will say, so not next week, but the next. It'll start a week from today. But a week from today, and then on, I'll be on vacation. I will not be on any shows until, let's see, the 30th, the 31st. I'll be back. So I'll be back not next Saturday, but the next. But I'll be back for the following rivals and the following breaking point.
I'm going to save you from some people making fun of you. April has 30 days, so there's no 31st of April.
Look, man, you know what? Never mind. Whatever.
You know what's coming. He thinks April's got 31 days.
I'll tell you what. Hey, anybody that wants the smoke on any kind of testing, you come at me.
All right, hey, you heard it here. You want the smoke? You know where to find Brant Finebaum.
That's right.
He would pull for the St. Paul Saints before he would pull for the Ohio State.
That's a very true statement.
All right, well, that'll do it for Brant's Breaking Point. For Brant Finebaum, I'm the Chad saying we will see you next time.